What's up, guys? Here for the Week 4 fantasy review. It was a good week for me. I won in all my leagues and did win some money in daily fantasy as well. Obviously, I play in a group with some of you guys, so I've won 2 out of 4 weeks so far. So starting the season off well. Had to sweat out a game on the last game on Sunday, but finally got a win in this league, which is obviously the most important one to me because I run it and would really like to have the belt, in 2022. But we'll see how it goes. We'll start with my matchup here. It was me versus Dakota. I won this one 110-82. Looking at Dakota's team, Dak Prescott played pretty well for him, and that was essentially it. He had the lowest score of the week. His team's in rough shape, a lot of injuries on the board. Kamara was supposed to have a good game, had 12. It's all right. Mixed in with 13. Did leave the game with an ankle sprain. I believe it's supposed to be mild, and he's considered week to week. Jacoby Myers got him 13. That's all right. Allen Robinson just hasn't been able to get it together this year. Probably a lot to do with the quarterback play for the Bears between Fields and Dalton, and it's just going to be kind of a flip-flop, it seems, when Dalton comes back. But it's tough go of it there. Marquise Callaway only 2 catches, but did give him 8 points. His tight end left the game, I believe, on the first drive with a hamstring injury, so he got 0 points there. Got 0 points out of defense. Basically got 0 points out of Kenyon Drake and his kicker. And then his whole bench was either hurt, on injured, not active, backup, whatever it may be. So it's a good week for me. I was glad to get the win. My team played okay, but obviously had a lot of help playing the lowest scoring team. Looking at my team, Jalen Hurts at 28, so great job there. And then it's just a lot of single digits for a while. Robert Woods got a late touchdown. Other than that, he played like garbage. Deontay Johnson had 20. Darren Waller played good, got 13. My defense got -5, so not good there. Obviously, I knew they had a tough matchup with the Cardinals. But the Rams do have a favorable schedule for the next few matchups. That's why I wanted to keep them. Kicker did great, got me 15. Did have James Conner on the bench, who had 2 touchdowns. Latavius Murray on the bench, who had a touchdown, but not much else there. Running backs continue to. Dalvin Cook got hurt again. Tyler Lockett had another dud game. Obviously, he's boom bust kind of player. Robbie Anderson, I thought he'd have a good game. I actually believe I meant to take him out, but I didn't. I would have took him out for Sanders, so I could have got a few more points, but it is what it is. He did get 11 targets, so we'll see if that can keep up and he can make some connection with Darnold. Next matchup we have Casey versus Jason. Casey won this matchup 126-102. Looking at Casey's team, obviously you have Patrick Mahomes, who had 5 touchdowns, 32 points. Derrick Henry continues to do Derrick Henry things and had 25 points here. Kareem Hunt got him 16. His kicker got him 16 as well. Everybody else was in single digits. Got to play Hubbard this week, who got him 8. Okay game. Odell Beckham didn't really do well. 4 points. Just a lot of single digits. Kyle Pitts with 7. He's getting a lot of targets, but just hasn't been what everybody thought it would be. At least to start off the season. Did have Darnold on the bench as well, who had 32. Nothing else to speak of there. Weird that he did have Javonte Williams on the bench. I guess given your other running backs, it's fine. But I know you spent a high draft pick on him. Looking at Jason's team, Tom Brady with a solid 11 points for him. That's past 2 weeks. He's only thrown 1 touchdown. Obviously, it's Tom Brady, but it's something to take note of. Najee Harris had 18 for him. Justin Jefferson had 17. James Robinson, 2 touchdowns, 20 points. Another kicker with double digits, 13. It must have been a good week for kickers. Had Matt Ryan on the bench, who had 29. Not much else there. Chubb got him 11, just couldn't find the end zone. Cortland Sutton was supposed to have I believe, the most favorable wide receiver cornerback matchup of the week and only got 6 points. Mike Williams finally comes down to earth with 1.5 points there. He got negative points out of the defense. Tough go of it there. Still put up over 100 points. And when you guys see the rankings, he did lose his number 1 spot, but he didn't fall too far with his first loss of the season. Next up, we probably have the highest scoring matchup of the week. It is between Michael, who had 151, and Matt, who had 145. Looking at Matt's team, Herbert put up 21. Clyde Edwards-Helaire had another solid week with 18. Darrell Henderson came back off his rib cartilage injury, 14. Terry McLaurin had a big day with 27. I believe that was expected. Tyler Boyd had a nice game on Thursday night with 16. Dallas Goedert found the end zone, 14. Zach Moss found the end zone with 12. Bucs defense put up 11. Had Aaron Rodgers on the bench, who had 24, so he could have got a couple more points there. Darrell Williams scored a touchdown on the bench for him. Obviously, you don't really throw him in there. Dawson Knox had 18 on the bench for him. Could have got a few more points there, but even with those, let's see. I mean, I'd have to break out a fucking calculator, but if he played Knox over Goddard and Rodgers over Herbert, the shit would have been super, super fucking close. I'm not going to sit there and do that. It's going to take too much time. If I would have actually noticed that earlier, I would have did it so I could have just for shits and giggles. Looking at Michael's team, Lamar Jackson with 19. Jonathan Taylor found the end zone, got 19. Fournette continues to play well. Obviously, they don't have Bernard, and I'm not really sure they like Ronald Jones, even though I thought he was going to be the guy this year. Fournette had 15. Tyreek Hill, huge day, 42. Marquise Brown found the end zone, got him 17. Gesicki found the end zone, 14. Hunter Renfrow put up 13.5, and I'm not sure if you guys saw the Chargers tried to do a fake punt and throw it out to, receiver or running back, whoever they had out there, and Hunter Renfrow came up from the returner spot and laid the wood on him. Didn't let him get the first, so that was kind of cool to see. Nothing else going on in his lineup. To speak of, single digits out of kicker and defense. Usually that's a tough recipe to win, but didn't affect him this week. Obviously, when Tyreek Hill gives you 42, it's pretty easy to win. Next matchup we got Kenny versus Josh. Kenny won this one 142 to 132. Looking at Josh's team, Kyler Murray only got him 22. I say only because he's been putting up like 30 points every week. Eckler had a huge game last night, got him 28. DJ Moore had a big game with 28. I'm not sure how much Diggs was covering him. I don't really know that situation in Dallas. I know he's one of the top corners, but I know some corners don't shadow. Some only play one side of the field. Some won't play in the slot. My thought is he's clearly the go-to guy for Darnold. You put your best guy on him and try to take him out the game. Obviously Diggs played well, had two interceptions, has, I believe, 5 on the season. So he's trying to, hopefully in the running for Defensive Player of the Year and, helping my Cowboys have a okay defense. Corey Davis had a good game with 19. Revenge game for him against his former team, the Titans. Hunter Henry found the end zone. Nothing else really going on here. He did get Josh Jacobs back this week, but him and Carson didn't play great. Obviously, went with Westbrook Akina, one of the backups from the Titans, because obviously with them not having Julio and A.J. Brown, they got to play somebody. Him, I think Chester Rogers is one of the other guys they got, I believe. Maybe he's on the Colts. I can't fucking remember. Not much going on the bench. He would have won the matchup had he played the Ravens defense over the Bengals. That was an 11-point swing, and he lost his matchup by basically 9 to 10 points. A little tough there. Obviously, both teams had good matchups between the Ravens and the Bengals. Just tough decision there. Obviously, after the fact, it looks easy, but I know going in would have not been the easiest one. Ravens have a reputation for having a great defense. It's just sometimes the reputation isn't actually how it is currently. Looking at Kenny's team, Daniel Jones continues to play, solid this year. He's the 6th-ranked quarterback, has over 20 points in 3 of 4 games, over 25 in 2 of those, averaging 23.5 on the season, just playing really solid, had 27 here. Antonio Gibson at 14.5. Cooper Kupp finally came down to earth, didn't have double digits for, I believe, the first time this season. Yeah, I mean, he's had over 20 in every game, except obviously this week he only had 9. Devontae Smith got him 16. Big day out of Cordero Patterson with 32. Now, obviously everybody's freaking out, oh, he's the guy, let me get him. I mean, you got to keep in mind, he only played, I think, 30% of the snaps. I mean, obviously when he was out there, they were utilizing him and trying to get him the ball, but this is, I would be shocked if he gets over 20 the rest of the season. Like, obviously he's done it twice already, but he's not the the go-to guy there. It's one where they need to worry about getting Ridley and Pitts involved there, the guys that they're going to end up paying a lot of money for. And, the guys that have high draft capital. I mean, Cordero Patterson's been around the league since, I want to say, 2013. He's played on several different teams. Obviously, he's a very good athlete. I want to say he can run like a 4.35 or something ridiculous like that, and he's got good size. But, of course, they're playing the Redskins, too, who obviously we thought that we're going to have a good defense, and turns out they're like one of the worst defenses in the league this year. So it is what it is. Nothing else really going on here. Did have Jared Cook on the bench who had 16. Not much else going on there to discuss. Next matchup, we got Garrett number 2 versus Derek. This was a close matchup. It was 112 to 109 in favor of Garrett number 2. Looking at his team, Stafford got him 19. Saquon Barkley 27. Deebo Samuel had a huge day with 32. That's kind of probably what separated the teams here. And then just not anything else going on in the lineup. Nothing going on the bench. Devontae Adams got him 9. Brian Edwards got him 1 point. Just nothing going on there. I mean, Kittle continues to, in my mind, disappoint for fantasy purposes. He's a great real-life tight end, just doesn't really do it in fantasy. And, of course, they're on a team that doesn't really pass the ball a ton. Only 6 points there. Looking over here at Derek's team, Josh Allen kind of came down to earth a little bit from last week, got him 20 points. Obviously, they blew out the Texans, so he didn't have to do much. DK Metcalf found the end zone, 14.5. Amari Cooper found the end zone, 14.5. He got 21 out of the Bills' defense. I think they were the highest scoring defense on the week. Double digits out of his kicker. But then he had Myles Gaskin, who had 0.3. They're playing a lot of Ahmed. They're playing a lot of Malcolm Brown. Not really sure what's going on there. I did like Gaskin going into the season, so not really sure what's going on there. I mean, the Dolphins keep losing, so clearly the coaching staff isn't doing something right, at least in my opinion. Kelsey, kind of had a down game for Kelsey. Obviously, they still won, but only got him 4 points there. Nothing really going on the bench. Nothing that, doesn't look like he made any poor coaching decisions. Maybe if he plays Cephas, over Gaskin or, maybe over Cooks, he can squeeze out a win, but nothing I would have been doing. And then the last matchup we have Garrett versus Dalton. Garrett pulled this one out without CMC. This was 115 to 114 pretty much. Looking at Dalton's team, Joe Burrow with 22. Ezekiel Elliott continues to play good after that first game dud. He had 20. Chase Edmonds doesn't find the end zone but gets 16. Same with Diggs, no end zone, 15. I thought this was going to be a big week for Diggs. Obviously, he had a good performance. Just finding that end zone makes a big difference. Jamar Chase finally doesn't score a touchdown, only got 11. Calvin Ridley, no touchdown, 12. I mean, outside of Elliott and of course the quarterback, none of his guys scored touchdowns. I mean, that's it makes it very difficult to win when you don't get anybody in the end zone. CeeDee Lamb had a disappointing game, only 2.3. Had some points on the bench. Darnell Mooney was 16. I mean, looking at his receivers, you're not playing Mooney over any of those guys. A.J. Dillon on the bench with 10. Nothing. No poor coach. I mean, even had Kenneth Gainwell on the bench who had 18, but you're not playing those guys over, who he's got in his lineup. So it's just is what it is. Looking at Garrett's team, Russell Wilson with 22.5. Same with Montgomery. Now Montgomery left the matchup with I want to say a mild knee sprain. I think it's been diagnosed. He'll probably be out like 4 to 5 weeks. So we'll see what happens there. He's been playing very, very well this year. Obviously, the backup is Damon Williams, who used to play for the Chiefs. So that's going to be where everybody's waiver wire money is going this week. So we'll see how much money he can go for. Obviously, Garrett is in desperate need of somebody with his 2 top running backs going to be out next week. So I don't believe McCaffrey will be back, but we'll see how that goes. Mike Evans got him 11. Noah Fant got him 14. Did find the end zone. He had Fant and Montgomery in the end zone and nobody else. But it was just enough. 10 points out of the Colts defense. Helped him out there too. Everybody played pretty solid. Minus I would say Swift and Jones both disappointed a little bit. I mean, maybe even Hopkins. Only 9 points out of Hopkins. You expect probably a little bit more there, given how highly ranked he is. Had Galladay on the bench who had 15. Devontae Parker who had 16. J.D. McKissick with 14. No real poor coaching decisions there in my mind. Just it is what it is. But that is the reviews for the week. Obviously, waivers will process tomorrow at noon. So make sure you get your claims in. Big game on Thursday this week. I believe it's the Rams and Seahawks Thursday. So that'll should be a fun, interesting game. But we'll see. Most Thursday games so far have been good, although on paper they didn't look like they were going to be special going in. So my guess is we're all probably going to get excited for the Rams Seahawks, and then it's going to be very boring or a blowout of a game one way or the other. But I will have power rankings posted here shortly in our group chat and on the league page, and I will catch you guys next week. See ya.